Hello everyone, in this video I will show you how to use ESP32 board and control the analog output so that we can use the DAC function of ESPHome in Home Assistant. Last video we have used the analog sensor, that is for analog input, and in this video I will show you the analog output. So usually we will use the analog output for change the dimmer for your light, the dimmer, change the brightness, the high or low, or your fan speed, the motor speed, and fast and slowly. So that can use the DAC function. We just use this Kinkoney A4 board, and this board we can use the ESP32 GPIO and the output 0 to 10 voltage. So that can use the different voltage to control this different load for speed or for brightness, just according to our driver. So let's look at this A4 PCB board firstly. So you can see it here, that is our PCB board, and the schematic you can see the ESP32 module. We have two channels of the DAC. The ESP32 only have two channel DAC output, so these two pins. And we have already designed these pins for this DAC output chip. That chip is output for 0 to 10 volt because the ESP32 pin that is from 0 to 3.3 volt. So we need to convert it. And also you can see our PCB board. We can see the 3D version. And you will see this board, this two channel of DAC. So you will see this board, and just this terminal we will test for DAC function. So this is DAC two channel. Okay, this is the PCB hardware. Okay, we can back to Home Assistant, and I will connect with this board for power supply and the USB cable. Okay, this is A4 board. Actually, you can use any ESP32 board, even if you own ESP32 board. Now we can use this DAC function, and I can remove this socket because we need to use this one. We can use this one of this channel, DAC, this terminal. So you can see I can connect with my USB cable. This USB cable have connect my Raspberry Pi server, and this power supply, DC 12 volt. I can connect with it, and also use this 12 power supply, and the red LED, power LED will be on. Okay, this is our PCB board for hardware and the multimeter because we will test the DAC output voltage. And you can see this is our ESPHome config web page, and we can find this A4 board. This A4 board we have configured for relay and for output and for input and for analog input by last video. And now we just add this DAC function. And you can see this ESPHome official website, that ESP32 DAC. It's also very easy. You can see almost define this output and define this light. Because this time we will create a dimmer bar so that I can change the brightness from this dimmer bar and output 0 to 10 volt. So this is the light, and this is defines the output. So I can just copy this code, and copy this code to our ESPHome. I have already copied it here. So you can see here, I just copy this one. Actually, this one first. So you can see I can copy this for output and paste it here. So that define output platform is ESP32 DAC. And use this GPIO 25, which you can confirm. You can see here that is DAC is 25 defined by yourself, and also you can check in schematic which DAC pin you have used. So just see it here, not pin 10 and pin 11. That is GPIO number, not this pin number. So okay, we can back to the ESPHome. And the second, you just paste this create a light. So you can copy this code because I need to save the time. So I just copy and paste it here. And the plant 4, I just use this one, light. And you can see the light component in ESPHome. So you can create this light component. And there are many functions and many settings, the details at here. We just use the easiest one, just light and plant phone. Okay, back to Home Assistant. And the name, we can import A4 dimmer and choose you rename by yourself. And this output, that is DAC output. Because we have created DAC output, this ID is DAC output. So this light, for which output, just import this ID of the output. So this is this one and this one. Okay, now you can press this save and press this install and download by the USB cable and click and wait some minutes. Okay, now it's connect to Home Assistant successfully, and you can click stop and click and go to this dashboard overview and A4 board we have created the dashboard. You can see now I can turn on this relay at here, turn on all relay and all off. And now this for output and this for input. Now we can add the dimmer card. You can see I can click edit dashboard and add a card and entities because we will have 2 channels of DAC. Now I just create the first one. So you can at here you can import dimmer and we call this entity ID is A4 dimmer. So this one A4 dimmer we have created. The second I will delete, copy and paste to set and click save. And you will see this A4 dimmer and click down. Okay, now you can see I can click on and click off and click at here and you will see I can change the progress and change the brightness. Okay, let's test the voltage of the ESP32 output. So you can see this board and this one is ground and this is my signal output. So I just test these 2 points. We can see at here, these 2 points, that is almost 0 volts, 0.2, almost is 0. Okay, you can see now is turn off. If I turn on, you can see, I click this button and turn on 100%. That is 9.5, almost 10 volt, no problem. If I turn to 50%, just half of the brightness. And you can see this showed 1.6 volt. I think this is not you want. Because this 50% I want almost at 5 volt. So that is what I wanted. So that's the brightness, just half of brightness. So you can see if I change to 20, that is almost 0.3 volt. So this is not line. So you can see I have created this table. I have tested every level and every the voltage output. You can see from 1% and 50% and until 100%. This is the voltage output. It's not like a line, So this is not what we wanted. We want the value such as 50%, I want 5 voltage output. So this is a problem if you just only configure by the ESPHome. And how to solve this issue. Okay, now we can check at this light component. And there is an option that for gamma correct. So this is very important for correct this value output. You can see here the gamma correct, the light default is 2.8. So you can see what this means. We can click at the gamma effect. And you will see the number, the gamma correction. You can see this different photo brightness, and this is original, so that is should set to 1, because now the ESPHome default is 2.8, so this photo color is not original. So we will need to add these options. So you need to change this value back here, because a 2.8 we need to change to 1, so that is original. So you can see here in ESPHome and click edit this YAML file, and at this option you need to add this code gamma correct 1. So I can copy and paste it here. Gamma correct is 1. So we can click save and install download to ESP32, and we can use the multimeter to test the value again, what happened. Okay, now we can test it, and back to dashboard and back to A4 board and use this dimmer, and we can use the multimeter test again, and we can see at here now it's almost 0 volt, and we can change to 100%, that is 9.5, almost 10 watt. And now I can change to 50%. Okay, you can see that is 4.9. It's almost 5 watt. This is we wanted. And I can change to 30%. So that 3 watt. Okay, I change to 40%. 3.9, almost 4 watt. And I can change to 10%. So you can see 1.2 watt. Okay, so this is what we wanted. That is a line. It's a line. Okay, this is the first dimmer we have created. Now we just copy and paste to create the second dimmer. If you have many dimmer, just copy and paste. We can close it and just go to this ESPHome and press edit and add here, so that you can just copy and paste. You can see the output. We can create the second output at here, and I can change the ID to 2, and this pin number we can see here, that is 26. It's another channel, so I change to 26. Also, we can create the second light. You can copy and paste at here. Paste, and this A4 dimmer, and this name A4 dimmer 2, and this one, the ID is DAC2, output DAC2. This one is this one, and this not change, just gamma and correct is 1. Okay, this I have created the second dimmer. I can just click save and click install, download the firmware. Okay, now we can go to this dashboard overview and A4 board, and we can click edit dashboard and edit this another second entities. You can see A4 dimmer 2. We can click save. So you can see this is second dimmer. So this time you can see I can click this one, and now I can test this for the another, just this point, and that is the second. You can see I can test for this 2 pin. And you can see 100%, almost 10 volt, and 50% reduced to 50%, so that is 4.9 volt. And go to this 30%, So that is 3 volt, almost 3 volt. Okay, this is the second channel. So this is how to create the ESP32 DAC to Home Assistant. Just to make sure you have used the gamma correct settings so that you can output the right value of the dimmer. Okay, thanks for watching.